As the CBI addresses students' needs, the approach is based on a functional view of language. The method highlights the use of language for real-world purposes and the speaker's needs. Therefore, learners deal with the content that is relevant for their academic or professional interests. The method may involve learning language rules and patterns because students learn grammar rules such as the distinction between nouns and adjectives, or the teacher explains how to use watch plus noun plus a certain structure. However, this is not the primary concern of the method. The teacher also corrects students' forms like past participle singular or plural, and they correct themselves, so the lecture may also include the process of practicing rules and patterns within the context of a thematic content. Most importantly, students respond to linguistic stimuli, comprehend oral input, and answer questions that the teacher asks. The teacher also organizes students into groups to talk about a certain topic, so CBI promotes interaction among learners and the teacher. Within this interaction, they exchange ideas, feelings, and communicate information using the target language and cooperate on content-related tasks. Students are free to express thoughts and feelings, as I said, in the target language during the discussions. The lecture in the video utilized reading and understanding various types of texts that relate to the content of the lecture. In this case, they read articles about democracy and dictatorships. Students can also write down notes and observations from the lecture, but they also write summaries, essays, reports, and assignments in which they explain their understanding of the content. The syllabus for the CBI is organized around topics that relate to the subject matter of the lecture. Topics lay the basis for language instruction and content learning. In the video, the topic of the lecture is democracy and dictatorships. CBI also focuses on the academic subject matter that is taught in the target language. Students engage in language tasks and communicative situations relevant to their academic subject matter because CBI fits within the communicative approach to language teaching. The syllabus is designed to fulfill students' academic requirements, so it includes learners' communicative needs. The teacher may also provide a topic-related vocabulary or an explanation of structures, so the syllabus can be organized around lexical patterns and vocabulary or structural and grammatical patterns. As the lecture emphasizes, speaking during which students express ideas, learn to critically think, describe concepts, and compare and contrast. The syllabus may fulfill linguistic functions and notions. The teacher in the video used textbooks, teacher-prepared materials or handouts, and authentic written texts. However, the teaching doesn't limit itself only to these three types of materials, but can also utilize internet-based materials, realia and physical objects, authentic oral texts, and pedagogically prepared written or oral texts. The learners have the following roles. They actively respond to the teacher's questions, interpret oral or written input, participate in pair or group activities, communicate ideas and feelings in the lecture, and understand academic content in the target language. They may also analyze language, look for patterns, and practice these patterns in the context of the thematic content. CBI promotes students' autonomy, which means they take responsibility for their own learning. The teacher, on the other hand, has these roles. The teacher can explain relevant structures and provide activities designed to practice these words, expressions, and structures in the content of the thematic content. In the context of the thematic content. The teacher is also responsible for providing comprehensible input in the language. Besides providing practice, he or she also provides opportunities for interaction. When students struggle with learning, the teacher is there to help them manage their learning. Last but not least, the teacher provides authentic written or oral texts. Content and the performance standards are the following. Content standards pay attention to selecting and applying academic topics and materials that correspond to the learner's needs and interest and their level of language skills. Standards should also specify language skills, vocabulary, grammar, and language functions that students need to accomplish the goal of the lecture and engage with the topic. CBI focuses on the usage of authentic materials, so standards include selection and adaptation of such materials that are comprehensible, meaningful, and appropriate. To develop critical thinking, the teacher has to create and incorporate such activities that encourage learners to think critically, solve problems, and connect the information and propose solutions. Moreover, teachers can include cultural practices, perspectives, and values to make students aware of the culture. The students' language skills are assessed, including their proficiency level, fluency, and accuracy, as well as appropriateness within the context and content-based activities. To this relates comprehension, involving their ability to find key concepts, supporting details, facts, principles, or theories. Performance standards also pay attention to language production, focusing on proficiency in summarizing information, providing explanations, answering questions, and presenting findings. The teacher can assess critical thinking and the student's ability to analyze information, evaluate it, make connections, and propose solutions. CBI performs these advantages. Students learn language through relevant real-world topics. When language instruction is connected to meaningful content, students can gain deeper knowledge of the target language and how to use it in reality. CBI teaches students critical thinking because they often ask questions, analyze information, and contrast and compare this information. Students often collaborate with other students, which enhances interaction skills and provides opportunities for speaking, writing, and expressing their own thoughts. The teaching method can easily spread cultural awareness as it includes materials from other cultures. The method reveals several challenges as well. The teacher needs to understand the subject matter really well in order to teach content efficiently. Because CBI uses more materials than other methods, it can be harder to organize, prepare, and teach the lesson. Along with the materials, some of them can be hard to access. CBI's practices can be time-consuming as well. Students learn specialized vocabulary relating to the content areas, which may limit their learning. The method is not entirely focused on language learning, but rather on mastering the topic in a foreign language. Therefore, some students may lack development of language skills. As the information is complex, materials need to be comprehensible even for beginners, which causes another obstacle. obstacle. A very common challenge that teachers face is to make the content of the lecture comprehensible to students. They promote comprehension through different activities such as they activate students' background information, provide clues, modify speech so they can speak slowly or ask questions, or they can speak more clearly. Students are expected to learn and understand certain academic subject matters taught in a foreign language. They will understand specific vocabulary and terminology. Because students must read, speak, listen to, and write within the within the context of academic subject matter, their language skills are expected to develop. CBI encourages critical thinking as students are expected to assess information critically. It should also develop their interactional skills when they need to cooperate with other classmates or with the teacher. The CBI method is supposed to teach students information literacy, research skills, and digital literacy, which can be transferred to real life situations. Besides critical thinking, learners engage in various activities in which they apply knowledge, analyze, and solve problems, and this enhances problem solving skills. CBI requires reading, speaking, listening, and writing. Therefore, students practice pronunciation, comprehension, and grammar, as well as vocabulary and consistency. CBI promotes cultural awareness as it uses materials from different cultures. For example, in the video, students read about democratic countries and dictatorial countries, which gave them more insight into the culture of those places. The teaching method not only emphasizes speaking, listening, writing, and reading, but also encourages critical thinking, which, in my opinion, is another skill that students should acquire and develop. Moreover, it's a skill they can apply in real life. However, I wouldn't choose this CBI as a teaching method for complete beginners because it focuses on more complex academic subject matters and they might not understand it. The approach is a great way of teaching a new topic with enough opportunities for practice, so I would utilize the method more than others in upper intermediate courses.